Hey everybody, welcome to our total body reset. Let's get started. Go ahead and bring your feet out just to the width of your pelvic bones. Want to make sure that your feet are not too wide, not even hips width, because we want to start with stretching the side of the hip, which links into your low back. Let's take a little bend and a little bounce into the knees. Roll those shoulders back, and as you inhale, sweep those arms up. Let's get a big stretch to the chest. Exhale, palms forward, sweep them back. Try to re-exaggerate that movement in your body. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, up and back. Let's do maybe just two more. Big inhale in through the nose. And now relax your jaw. Good. One more. Big inhale. And big exhale. Let's bring both arms up and overhead. Hold them up at the top of your breath. Pull your shoulders up to your ears. A little more, stretch out the side ribs, and now exhale, bring it back. We're going to do two more like that. Big inhale, stop at the top of the breath, sip the breath, lift up a little more. I promise you can reach a little higher, and then exhale back. Just one more. Inhale, bring it up. This is a movement that can be used specifically to correct scoliosis. Reach it up. All right, exhale back. Inhale, take both arms straight up overhead. Let's begin with a nice big stretch on your side hips. Take those feet out. This time we are going to take them out for the side hip. Lift your left toe and swivel it out to the side. Make sure your right toe is facing straight towards me. Keep your left leg straight. Bend the right knee and start pressing back. That was my hip. You heard a pop. If you heard the little echo, oh, it was you too. There you go. Like, sounding like snap, crackle, pop for the Rice Krispies treat thing. Reach it up a little higher. Inhale. Left arm down. Reach it over. So now we're getting a nice big stretch on the outside of that right hip while we're opening up that left inner thigh. There is a muscle on your inner thigh there that hooks up around your waist to your back. We're trying to get access to that. From here, take the right hand to your waist. Bend your left knee and straighten the right leg. So we're going to implement a nice big shift. Bring your left hand up onto your thigh. Roll that right shoulder back and press your left shoulder forward. Now to gain just a little more strength in the body here, open the left hand in front of your body. Keep contracting at your side right waist, but try to lower down, bringing that left rib towards your left knee, but keep contracting at the waistline. It is possible. So you're hinging at the waist, it's a side hinge, but as you try to push your rib toward your thigh, it is stretching across your side hip. So we kept this contracted. That way we're not going to fake out the stretch or get a false sense of a stretch with the waist. It's truly a hip stretch. From here, slowly straighten that left leg. Take your left hand onto the shin or thigh. Inhale, reach that right arm straight up. Go ahead and take it down behind you, knuckles to the low back, and then pull that right shoulder back, press your left shoulder forward. So now we're swiveling a little more at the waist. Hold it right here. One big inhale. And now exhale. Bend your left knee. Slowly push off the leg. Both hands come to the waist for support. You might feel different on left and right. Let's swivel that left toe in. Swivel the right toe out. Starting with both legs straight, making sure that that left toe is straight forward, right toe is turned all the way out. Start gently bending just that left knee. Make sure that right knee has a gentle kink in it, a little bend. We do have a habit of locking out joints even when we think we're not flexible. The bones will just pop into place with gravity. From here, keep rolling that left shoulder back, pressing your right shoulder forward. It might feel a little more intense on one side than the other. If you're noticing that your balance is a little challenged, I promise you're doing it right. Keep rolling that shoulder back. From here, let's go ahead and slide that right hand down to the shin or to the thigh. And all in one movement, we're going to straighten the left leg while we begin to bend the right knee. So we're transitioning in that hip stretch. Start squeezing your left rib in towards your left hip, but then open up your right armpit and try to pull that armpit over your knee while you contract your side. There's a lot going on here to concentrate on. Let's take that top arm up, hold it up, sweep it behind you, knuckles to the low back. Inhale, draw the left shoulder back a little more and press your right shoulder forward. Keep pushing into the inner blades of your feet. Option to open that right hand on the inside of the right leg. Maybe go ahead and straighten the right leg. Continue to press that left shoulder back. Big inhale, remember to smile. Anytime we're trying to stretch the hips, anytime we're putting pressure on the back, it can cause your jaw to clench up. So relax your jaw. When you're ready, bend the right knee. Bring that right hand to a supporting spot on the leg. Push off and come up. Let's turn both toes in. So this looks a little different. Of course, we wouldn't want to stand this way or walk this way in everyday life, but for a stationary stretch to open your SI joint, this can be phenomenal. So before we move into this stationary or static stretch, that means we're going to hold the stretch. You want to make sure that as we begin to lower down, first of all, you want to keep your belly pulled in tight. So 1, 2, 3, surprise. Keep the stomach in tight. Flip your tailbone back. Keep pulling your ribs up while you push your tailbone behind you, and don't let the knees bend. If your knees start to bend, that's usually a sign that your back is really tight. And when your back is tight, as we do this back stretch, it'll pull on your hamstrings, which will cause your knees to buckle. So you want to keep those legs straight. Big inhale, big exhale from the throat. Shift the weight more so into the front of your foot. Unless you have on shoes with a heel or some sort of a lift, then don't shift forward, because shifts happen and everybody has a tipping point. So keep shifting just slightly. Big inhale. Exhale, maybe lower down a little more. Keep pushing the tailbone back and lengthening the ribs. One more exhale. To safely come out of this, relax the head and neck. Hang like a rag doll. Notice the position of the feet. Try swiveling both heels in one at a time. Then bend the knees. So now we have toes out, heels in. It's going to be a more conservative plie type position. With the knees bending, toes out, walk the hands up to the thighs. Let's limber up the spine, hopefully alleviating any compression from too much sitting. Push the tailbone back, bend your elbows. From here, keeping the tailbone back and the knees bent, start to straighten the arms so it exaggerates an upper back bend. I know some of us may have been told avoid back bends if we've had back injuries. This is a supported back bend. Big inhale. Exhale, bend the elbows, slowly lower the spine and allow the upper body to round. We usually, in functional movement and ergonomics, we don't need to practice as much rounding in the spine, but rounding has its benefits in the health of your kidneys. From here, slowly push into the legs, flat back, hold it there, push into the thighs again, back bend, press the shoulders towards your hips, giving a squeeze to those kidneys. So this is kind of like the equivalent, I guess, of like bringing out an old sponge on your kitchen sink. You want to kind of press back to get all those toxins out. Big inhale. Exhale, slowly bend the elbows. This is all static, very slow and very intentional today. Relax the head and neck. Shake it off. Shake it, yes. Turn it left and right. We have one more squeeze, keeping those knees and hips stationary. Push into the thighs. Stop at the halfway point. Hips are flipped back. Ribs are extending out. Straightening out the arms a little more. Shoulders pressed back towards your hips. Turn your palms out on your thighs, opening the chest. Big inhale. Hold it there on the exhale. From here, inch the toes in with the feet. Let's bring those feet all the way in so that we're able to comfortably and safely walk the hands up, meeting in a firm standing position. Feet are at the width of your pelvis bones where it all began. Inhale, sweeping the arms overhead. Reaching the arms up. Let's get into those spiral lines of fascia. Step your left foot straight back. Now, I like to slide my toe back for this instead of a step back. Usually when we step back, our body has a tendency to rotate. So try taking it straight back. No rotation in that back foot. Bend the right knee while you push back into your left heel. Keep reaching up. Go ahead and start pressing your left hip in just a little bit towards your right knee. Now, as soon as we begin that swivel action, you might want to take it out of the swivel and then put it back into that twist again. Notice what's going on in the left knee when we do this. If you start to notice any pain or excessive tension, you could be twisting too much. Sometimes we get knee pain because of too much mobility in certain parts of the hip. So just a gentle twist with those hips first. Pause to notice the knees. If the knees are comfortable, swivel at the ribs and the shoulders. Keep twisting towards the right and maybe look behind you. Look over your right shoulder. Reach straight up with that left hand, holding on to 1,000 helium balloons with the left hand. Lower your right hand down as if you're trying to reach back for your left heel. I promise that is your left leg behind you. Sometimes we can actually get twisted and lose track of body parts when we start to twist. It is a specific part of the brain that we're working with here for spatial awareness. Option to straighten your right leg. Keep turning that left hip in. You might even be able to turn it in just a little more without pain in the knee. Remember, this is static, so you're going to find a still point and just focus on reaching with that left arm. Big inhale. At the top of the breath, try to pull your shoulder up towards your ear. Open up the armpit. Exhale, you're going to let the armpit go, but hold the twist. 2 more. Inhale, reach. Pause at the top of the breath. Take a sip of breath. Pull your shoulder, shrug it up to your ear. And then slowly let that shoulder relax. We have 1 more with this static stretch. Inhale, reach. Pause, sip the breath. Pull the left shoulder blade, shrug it to your left ear. And now slowly release that left hand down to your left hip. Right hand to the right hip. We're moving the hips and shoulders as a unit forward. Bend just your right knee. Keep pushing back into that left heel. Take the arms up. Let's find a little symmetry coming out of that twist. Inhale, sweep it back. Exhale, hands to the low back. Inhale, chest expansion. Open the throat. Exhale, drop the ribs, look forward. 2 more. Big inhale. Pull the shoulders back. Keep lunging forward, bending that right knee. Exhale down. Last one. Big inhale. Lift the ribs, open your throat, look up, and now exhale, bring it down and relax. Let's work with a little bit of balance here. Hands can go to your hips, or they can go to the side like a tightrope walker, or they can go up, hands free, hands in the air, waving like you just don't care. Whatever is right for you. Working with balance here, lunge forward a little more, start lifting the left heel, and bend the left knee. So now we have both knees bent. Almost a lunge, but we're going to use it for balance. When you're ready, come forward, heel up that back foot, and lift your knee as high as the body will permit. Continue to lengthen through the crown of your head. Move your arms around in different places. Any little tiny movement that we change with the arms can have a profound effect on the connections in the body, the nervous system. So notice where you have better balance. And chances are, wherever you put your arms to experience better balance here, you could probably put your arm in that same position throughout the day if you feel tension or anxiety. That's probably your body's position for body psychology to soothe yourself. Hold it there. Lift it a little higher. And now relax. Step it down and stomp it out a little bit and shake it out. Shake it out. Good job. Good job. All right. Let's do this on the other side. So feet come into the width of the pelvis bones. If you were noticing any tightness on the other side, it may not be tight on this side. It could be totally different. If you were totally good on the other side, it might be tight on this side. Hips are unique creatures. From here, let's inhale the arms overhead. Nice big reach. Go ahead and shrug your shoulders up one time. Inhale. And now pull those shoulders down. Let's step our right foot back or slide it straight back. Now, for those of us who've maybe been doing some of these stretches for a while and need something a little different, you are more than welcome to angle your right heel out a little bit and to turn your right heel towards your left heel if you want to try something different. So the positioning with your foot would be here, heel out, toe in with the stretch, if you want to try that. I know it's different, it's very different. From here, we continue to bend that left knee. Keep that right heel pressing back as hard as possible. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale, start turning that right hip in towards the left knee and then let it go. So we're going to wind up those hips a couple times to kind of maybe work some fluidity into the stretch. This could even be helping just to kind of grease up those joints with the healthy kind of joint fluids. Eventually, hold that right hip in towards your left thigh. Keep bending that left knee. You're still lunging forward. Turn at the rib cage towards the left. Maybe look behind your left shoulder. Lower the left hand down so it reaches behind the right leg or behind your right hip and low back. Inhale, open up that left armpit. Big breath in. Pause at the top of the breath. Pull your shoulder up towards your right ear. Hold the stretch, relax the right shoulder. Big inhale, keep bending that left knee. Push back into the right heel. Breathe into the upper right lung. Pause, pull the right shoulder up to your ear. Big stretch on the top of the liver. Exhale. We just have one more. Big breath in. Pause. Pull the shoulder up, shrug it to your ear. And now relax the shoulder. Let's lower that right hand to the waist. Left hand to the waist. Swivel the trunk of the body as one unit. Hold it right here. From here, take the arms up. Inhale, take it back. Hands to your low back, chin is down. Go ahead and bear the chin down into your chest. And on the next inhale, pull those elbows back, chest expansion. Lift the chin, open the throat, look up to where the wall meets the ceiling or look at the ceiling. Let's work on strengthening the neck. Exhale, relax. Two more, exaggerate the breath. Go out your chest, think of a proud bird. Open your throat. Exhale. Just one more. Keep that bend in your left knee. Keep pushing the right heel back. Inhale. Open the throat. Look up. Exhale. Relax your chin. Relax your ribs. All right. Let's test out our balance. Hands to the thighs. Maybe arms to the side. We call these cactus arms. Or out like a tightrope walker. You can imagine you're holding on to a broomstick. From here, as we continue to bend into that left knee, we're lifting the right heel, bending the right knee, dropping the hips down. So this is a really conservative, really phenomenal way to work on stabilizing the hips without having to go into a very invasive lunge. Okay, so we're getting ready to make that leap of faith, bringing it forward. When you're ready, peel off that back foot. Go from the toe, sweep it forward. It's important here to keep that toe pointed and then maybe bring that knee up. Kind of reminds me of the Karate Kid, right? Some of us know it. Some of us remember that. All right, keep balancing, lengthen through the crown of the head. What can happen a lot of times is when we lift that leg, the hip gets a lift also. Try to drop your hip so the hips are level. releasing tension in the oblique and in the digestive tract. Now remember to breathe. Lift a little higher. Karate Kid, Cobra Kai, coming at you. And when you're ready, relax. All right, shake it off. Good. Take the feet out to the width of your hip joints and soften the knees. Inhale, arms come up overhead. Exhale, sweep the hands back and around. Turn the palms up. Push the hips back, moving into a traditional squat position. Let's try a few of these active, then we're going to do it static. Inhale up. Exhale back and around. Arms forward. Push the hips back. Get low. Inhale up. Last one active. We're holding this one down. Exhale back. And hold it there. So as you're holding the squat position, first of all, you do not have to flatten your back like you're sitting on a wall. Wall squats in a flat back only work when you have a wall. It's physics. If you try to lift your back up too high, it's going to create undue compression on your sciatic nerve. You don't have the counter pressure of a wall to push into the SI joint. So I strongly discourage trying to straighten the back up and create those 90-degree angles. Let your hips push back and hinge. Try to establish more of a position that you would have if you are primitive camping. That's right, you heard me. Primitive camping squat. That's what we're looking for here. Come down. You're welcome to put the elbows on the thighs. Very primitive camping. You're welcome to take the arms up. Risky, but it's okay. You might start to feel your thigh muscles puckering up, getting really tight. That's okay. We want those muscles to tighten up. Don't avoid those things that are uncomfortable, but please avoid things that are painful. When you're ready, slowly push into the feet. Come up. Oh, and kick it out. Good. Strengthening those inner thighs and hip flexors. All right, from here, toes together. So let's move into a really big, huge stretch for your IT band. Some of you have probably heard of the IT band, the piriformis, and the sciatic nerve. We are going to work on stretching those. I'm going to turn my back away from you for this stretch so you can see the left and right instructions. Let's start by turning our toes out with our heels touching for this one. Bend the knees. You want to keep some active movement there. Lift your left heel. Take the left foot behind you so that that left heel is just, or that left toe is just on the outside of your right heel. Straighten the left leg and bend your right knee. Lean over to the right. Remember, we did something like this earlier, so we want to keep a contraction at the waist while we lean over. So if you continue to crunch down into your oblique, but pull your right armpit out as you lean to the side. Push into the inside blade of your left. Push into the inside blade of both your feet, but especially your left foot. Press into the inside blade of your left foot. Your left foot's on this side of your body now. That can get confusing. Left leg straight, right knee bent, contract the belly, lean over. Let's take our hand onto the shoulder. So we're going to add on to this stretch. Still contracting the waist. We're trying to isolate away from that midline. From here, as you inhale, start to reach the arm overhead. As the lung inflates, we'll be able to encourage that stretch from the inside out. Hold it on the exhale. Inhale, pull your shoulder up to your ear and reach it over. Contract the waist, but reach. And one more big breath. And now exhale, let it all go. Let's come up to center. Straightening your right leg. Gentle bend in both knees. Let's sweep that left foot around. So we have a heel to heel, toes out. Gentle bend in the knees. Let's lift the right heel up. Sweep it behind you so that that right toe is just on the inside of your left heel. Push that right leg down straight, pressing into the inner blade of your right foot. Bend the left knee. Lean over just a little bit to accentuate the stretch. Contract your waist and then lean it over. So it's as if you're trying to stretch your rib and your armpit out to the side, maintaining a contraction at your right waist. It can feel very different from left to right. Let's take our hand to the shoulder. Keep leaning over. Remember to relax your jaw. There's fascia, there's a web of connecting tissue and nerves that go from your jaw all the way down to the edges of your feet. And we're trying to access that energy. So while you're here, inhale, arm up. At the top of the breath, reach, pull your shoulder up. Hold it there, exhale, let the shoulder go a little. One more big breath. Big inhale, pull the shoulder up, pull it towards your ear, and now slowly let it go. Both hands to the waist. Come to center. Sweep those feet around, toes out, heels in, little bounce in the knees. Lift the heels out, and now shake it off. All right, here we are. Inhale, sweep those arms overhead. Exhale, sweep it back. Two more. We're going to wrap up today with a movement that we've done before, and it's just called swaying. That's it. All you got to do is sway, right? So you bring your feet, what I like to have more of like a hip width or a wider stance, and just start moving the trunk of your body without having to actively move your arms around. Notice that the parts of the arms, the shoulders, appendicular skeleton is all just going to naturally act like kind of like a windmill. You can close your eyes, working with proprioception. So we're integrating as much ergonomic work in here as possible, movements that are going to help to get you through the day, preventing or managing discomfort in the body, and also movements that you can take out into real life. Rotation is one of those movements where you have the highest incidence of injury. So we're just going to work on that. Few more. Big inhale, exhale, activate the trunk of the body to initiate that arm movement. Start to slow it down just a little bit so that the arms move, eventually coming to stillness. And now bring it to center. Big inhale. Exhale, let it go. And you are done. Total body reset. Have a good one.